Hey folks, Evil DM here, and I'm back with another episode of Idols and Efreeties, the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons First Edition YouTube series that I've been doing. We're getting up there in numbers, and we're getting lots of questions here emailed to me. Normally I just answer them right off the bat, but I figured this is one of the topics I was covering, so this email I would just go into it. And also we'll be doing another Roll for Initiative podcast, which you can go to rfipodcast.com. to hear more about this too, because we're going to be doing a topic about this, but I wanted to just give my own perspective of this on it. But I got an email from Joff that says, can you tell me a little bit about non-weapon proficiencies and where it came from and how to use them? All right, that's pretty simple enough. It's something that I really never used whatsoever because I didn't really like non-weapon proficiencies. I didn't like really skills, and that's just my preference when playing. I could see a point to them, and later editions go into whole skills and stuff like that, and you can use them, and people enjoy them, but I feel, and this is, again, my opinion, and my opinion only, that with these non-weapon proficiencies and skills, it shoehorns players into thinking it's not on my sheet, I can't do it. And I find that a lot, not with older players, but with newer players in the mainstream 5e and stuff like that, and 4e, and even to the point some people in 3e did it a lot too when we played, was if they didn't have a skill for it, were like, well, I don't know how to do it. I can't do that. Now, it's really, if you describe a situation to me and tell me a plan of how you want to do it, you can do it. Just roll a die, we'll figure something out, we'll get it done, and we stick to that. As long as you're consistent with your rulings overall, and that's how you should run every game. Stick consistently with your adjudications and your rulings. Everything will work out fine. Your game will be fun. Your players will have fun, and you will have fun as a DM. It's when you start flip-flopping, changing things around, and not telling people things is when things go into the shitter. But anyway, so around, I want to say 1985 is when we first saw the Oriental Adventures book, which I have right here. Great book. This introduced the non-weapon proficiencies into the Oriental Adventures for the mystics of Japan and China and everything else that Gary decided to jam into one book together. Now, if you flip to page 52, it talks about non-weapon proficiencies, as you can see here. So the non-weapon proficiencies are basically like the skill systems of later editions. It gives you the ability to do certain things when you pick them, and you have to have a proficiency slot to have that certain skill or proficiency. And to get more slots, you would have to use your weapon proficiencies as you level up, according to this book. Also in this book, it also goes without saying that peaceful proficiencies, which would be ones that don't result in like actually doing anything other than speaking or dancing or things like that, or reciting poetry, basically, you don't have to actually roll anything for it. It's just assume that you know how to do it, and if it does come down to a roll, then you would just basically go off of what they have here they give you a base chance of success. See, for example, right here. Base chance of success. That's how they did it with Oriental Adventures. They gave you a certain skill, or I should say proficiency, and you had a base chance of success, adding your bonus, which would be your proficiency slots, or whatever the DM gives you as well on top of that, and you would roll your d20, try to beat that number. It was pretty simple. That's how they introduced it. But then we got the Dungeoneer Survival Guide by Doug Niles. I did an interview with Douglas Niles on the Save or Die podcast, saveordieinfo.com, many years ago, and we talked a little bit about this and all his other works. Pretty good guy. I would like to meet him in person, but I don't think he ever went to North Texas RPG Con, where I would love to speak to him about these things and his thought process when he did books and modules and things like this. But anyway, going off track there. In this book, we reintroduced non-weapon proficiencies to regular characters or non-Oriental Adventure characters because people liked it. And this also marks what a lot of people consider with the Iron Spine books right here, considered 1.5 edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Not everybody calls it that. Most people do. Some people don't. I don't know. It really depends on you. But a lot of people mark this as a different kind of edition because a lot of things started to change. We got the survival guides. We got Oriental Adventures. We got Unearthed Arcana as well. And a bunch of other things. And a lot of books got revamped for an orange spine and a different cover. So a lot of people consider that a different edition compared to most people. Like, well, I only play 1E core. I don't play 1.5. Things like that. Silly things like that. But it's up to you, your preference. But anyway, this one would give you, they would change it around. Instead of being an actual number listed under the weapon, the non-weapon proficiency that you had to roll your d20 to get, like a saving throw, this one would actually do it based upon a skill check or an ability modifier check. Or an ability check. Basically, you're rolling it. When a check is determined, the quality of the workmanship, for example, a success roll means that the work is superior craftsmanship. The exact amount of success determines on the degree of perfection, so that a 20 equals a nearly flawless creation. If the character sells the product, the price earned is from 100 to 200, 110 to 200% of what he normally be offered. Regardless, it depends. So, the die modifier, you get a +3 would make a d20 roll of 12 equal 15. So basically, you're just making your ability check. So each of the non-weapon proficiencies, so when you have your character classes here, and they broke it down for you right here. There we go. As you can see, that certain ones, all the classes actually would have your weapon proficiencies on the left, your non-weapon proficiencies on the right. That's how many we get. And when you advance in level, that's how many weapon proficiencies you would get, how many non-weapon proficiencies you would get. If you wanted, and that's really much it. However, remember levels you get, that's the bonuses you would get. So you have one weapon proficiency and say this, you would have +1, +2, +3, and so on and so forth. The DM could also give you modifiers. Some of them will give you modifiers based on the craftsman proficiencies listed here on page 25. And this was all basic Dungeoneer survival stuff, armoring, things like that, blacksmithing, fetching, weaponsmith, weaving, stonemason, smelting, potting, mining. It also gave you various adventuring proficiencies like hearing noises, blind fighting, boating, direction sense, things that would be helpful inside of a dungeon. After that, we got the Wilderness Survival Guide by Kim Mohan. Kim Mohan just kind of gave us a little bit more. Same rules of d20 rolled plus the modifiers that you get. And he only gave us a little bit more, but they were more based on being outside in the wilderness because, well, look at the cover. Wilderness Survival Guide. So you got the same little chart here on page 11. Same description again in case you forgot or didn't buy the other book. But this time you got all outdoor abilities, and you would get the modifier based on the chart on wilderness proficiencies on page 12. So it would give you the dice modifier on it and what you would have. So like alertness, wisdom roll, dice modifier, roll +1. Then it would have a little description about what you can do. Animal handling, animal lore, blind fighting, boating, charioteering, direction sense, endurance. A lot of these things were pretty much kind of pointless, but I guess he was kind of filling a chart here. But it was all meant for outside wilderness survival. Those are the non-weapon proficiencies that are listed in the 3 books, and that's how first edition did them. Many people house ruled their own ways of doing it and decided how they wanted to do it in their campaigns. Like I said, I never used them. I never really liked them, but that's just my opinion on it. I don't know, what do you think about that? Has that helped you out? Do you want to use them? I mean, you can always just roll a d20 and do a ability skill check that way and just let people have an open window to do whatever they want. Using secondary skills as a background or background skills as their bonus. I mean, if someone comes up with a brilliant idea for something and they want to do it because they don't have a skill, they should still be able to do it. Just give them a bonus. They came up with a great idea. They're role-playing. They're figuring things out. They're using their mind, their imagination. You should just go with that as a DM. Don't stifle. Always remember that a good DM never says no. He says, how about this instead? Well, at least that's my experience. I never like to say no. I usually like to say, well, why don't we try this, and give them an alternative to the situation that might work. And generally when I give an alternative, it's probably just as good, if not better, the situation. And generally players will be like, yeah, that's a better idea. I'll go with that. Or if it's just something that really makes logical sense, I'll be like, yeah, okay, roll d20. Roll d6. Roll this, roll that. Get a bonus to this or that. Add your dexterity bonus. Okay, add your intelligence modifier. Cool. You have that weapon that gives you a +1, add that +1. Things like that. Just general rulings to help the game move forward, the story to move forward, and the fun to move forward. That's the whole point of this edition and games like this. Well, hope you've learned something. If you did, or you want to comment below, give me a comment, constructive comment, of course. Give me a like, share the videos around. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here. And keep it original, keep it old school, and good night, everybody.
There's no easy way out. There's